It's one of the worst school shootings in U.S. history. Tonight, 20 people are dead, including 20 children, after a gunman went into an elementary school in Connecticut and opened fire, leaving a small town and a nation in shock, asking many questions. How and why could this happen in a school that runs from kindergarten to grade 4? Here's CTV's John Rao with more.
America has seen many mass shootings before, but this one was different. Happening at a school packed with kids, little kids, some as young as 5 years old, settling in for a day of classes at around 9:30 this morning.
I was in the gym and I heard I heard like 7 loud booms, and the gym teachers told us to go in the corner, so we all huddled.
An almost unimaginable scenario as a gunman opened fire inside an elementary school. One mother says she heard what sounded like 100 rounds go off, sending children and teachers scrambling for cover.
When we were gone doing morning meeting, we heard like shots and everybody went on the ground, and Miss Martin just closed the door and we went to the corner.
By the time the shooting stopped, the gunman was dead. He's been identified as 20-year-old Adam Lanza. It's not clear if he killed himself or was shot by someone else.
There were several fatalities at the scene, both students and staff.
As soon as it was deemed safe, surviving students were rushed to a nearby firehouse, used as a staging area for children and frantic parents who raced to the site as fast as they could.
It was really kind of mayhem in the room with all the kids and the teachers, trying to find your kid, identify where yours is, making sure that they're safe, and then trying to find out what the situation was and make sure everybody else is safe.
I just heard the principal was shot and killed. I heard some kids were shot.
Early reports suggest the shooter's mother was among those killed. She worked as a teacher at the school and is thought to have been the intended target. Police said they also discovered the body of an adult at a second location. The U.S. president.
I know there's not a parent in America who doesn't feel the same overwhelming grief that I do. The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old.
Meanwhile, in this normally quiet town in Connecticut, many are trying to understand how this could happen as the scope of the tragedy only begins to sink in. John Rao, CTV News, Toronto. Now, today's senseless shooting is hitting home especially hard for the father of a student killed in a Tabor school shooting. Back on April the 28th, 1999, a 14-year-old boy carried a sawed-off .22 caliber rifle into the W.R. Myers High School during the lunch hour and began shooting at the first students he saw. 17-year-old Jason Lang was killed and another student seriously injured. It happened just 8 days after the Columbine High School massacre in Colorado, and the shootings marked a pivotal change in Canadian attitudes towards violence in schools. More than 13 years later, Jason Lang's father, Reverend Dale Lang, says his thoughts and prayers are with the families in Connecticut.
Your life is irreversibly changed in a way that you would, for any way possible, you'd change it back, and you can't. And it's so helpless and so painful. And of course, there's going to be a lot of anger and frustration as well. It's normal in such a situation. It's tragic, it's terrible, and I wish we would stop hearing about things like this. I wish things would stop happening.
Now, Lang says these incidents affect more than just the families involved.